everyone, Matt Jobin with Reach Your Summit. In this video I'm going to share with you a more in-depth look at the new Osprey Levity 45. You've seen it in a few of my videos, including my video for my gear list with the gear that I'm going to be bringing with me for the Allegheny 100 this year in June. I've also written a blog post about this pack, and a lot of you have had a few questions, so figured I would shoot a video today and show you the pack a little more in depth, up close, and possibly also help you decide whether or not this pack would be right for you. So this pack weighs 1 pound 10 ounces on its own, and it comes in at $250. So the first thing that you'll notice with this pack is the patented Osprey airspeed technology. This uses a 3D tension breathable mesh panel on the back, and I still tend to sweat typically no matter what pack I have on, so I'll still sweat in this one a little bit, but the airflow definitely helps with drying a little bit quicker than other packs. Being the lightweight pack that it is on its own, this panel helps carry the weight a little more comfortably. So two other very important pieces of the suspension are the 3.5 millimeter light wire and the 60/65 aluminum frame. These, with the 3D tension system, give a lot of support, transfers the weight really well, helps it carry comfortably, and it's also not too far of a departure from a lot of the other packs that Osprey makes that they're well known for. So another thing that you'll notice are that there are no hip belts. No hip belts. Yeah, that might be a turnoff for some people. I've kind of gotten used to it over time. With the mesh in here, it's all seamless, so it provides great cushioning, comfort, and it does help work with the framework as well to give me a little extra support with the weight in the pack. These cutouts, I find personally that my hip bone kind of sits right in here, so I have a little less abrasion, a little less chafing for longer distance trips, which I find really nice, and it also allows the hip belt to flex with the body a little bit more than other packs. That seamless mesh also transitions up into the shoulder straps, which gives it some really good comfort on the shoulders with the weight in the pack. Decent breathability, but more importantly, it helps prevent blistering and chafing, things like that. The sternum strap is 15 millimeter webbing, and the buckle has a safety whistle on it. There are also some little loops here, so you can adjust this buckle right here to suit wherever your sternum strap needs to rest for your personal comfort. With last year's model of the Exos, they had what I like to call little snack pockets that were up at the top here, so I can put energy gels or Snickers bar or something in there. They don't have that on this year's model of the Exos or on this Levity pack. It helps reduce some weight, but they do have a couple of loops here. So I have my spot device clipped in on this side and my hand sanitizer clipped in on this side. Load lifters are at the top to help with the weight distribution a little bit more. The bottle pockets are very generous in size, as I mentioned in my blog post. So here I have one 20 fluid ounce water bottle, get a better look inside there. And then on the other side, I have the Hydro Pack Stow, 17 fluid ounces, and my Catadine Be-Free water filter. I've gotten Nalgene bottles in both of these, Powerade bottles. I also sometimes will store my phone in this pocket since there's no hip belt pocket. I'll just rest it behind the water bottle and it stays nice and secure inside of there. As long as I'm not leaning forward and having the pack tilt with my body and having the phone possibly pop out of there. All right. The front of the pack, you've got a really big shove-it pocket, what I like to call the shove-it pocket, front storage pocket, or whatever you'd like to call it. The reason this isn't mesh is because of the main body of the pack, which we will get to in just a few minutes. But this is going to be reinforced. It's very durable. It's a very big pocket, so you can throw all of your wet rain gear in there, maps, your water filter if you are carrying one like I have. Anything that you want, you can store on the outside of the pack in that pocket. There are also a couple of little tiny gear loops up here in the top lid. So you can attach other items to it if you wanted to, or if you had something like a Goal Zero or an Anchor solar panel. Clip that right to the outside of the pack and collect your power and then charge your devices up. There is daisy chain sewn in along the outer front pocket there on both sides. And then you also have a couple of little openings down at the bottom here. So you can actually remove the compression straps at the bottom there and have them go around the outside of the pack if you wanted to. There are also a couple more loops on the bottle pockets themselves. I like to actually use these to keep my bottles secure, especially with if I'm using something like this. As you saw before I took it out, this loop went right around that mouthpiece, so it's going to be a little more secure and not fall out of the pocket possibly, just with how generously large they are. The compression system uses a 2mm cordage, and Osprey went with the Z-style compression that they had on the previous generation of the Exos. But this will be a little thinner to cut down on the weight as well. I find this to work relatively well for me personally with all of my gear inside of the pack, but I can see this possibly being a hassle for some people. If you like to store things on the outside, it might come loose a little quicker because it does use the tension taut line system that you'll find on some rain flies with tents. Like I said though, I haven't had an issue with that personally. The top lid is sewn in, so you cannot remove it like you can on a lot of the other packs that Osprey offers. So this I thought was going to be a drawback, but I actually find it to be really nice. With a lot of the other packs, with the top lid being able to be removed, including the previous generation of the Exos and the current edition of the Exos. The top lid, if you have a lot of weight in it, it tends to, it used to pull down on me, and so I'd have the top lid or the top brain would be all the way down near the front of the pack with all that extra weight. No matter how many times you pulled the webbing straps tight, with that weight inside of the top lid, it would still sag a little bit. So with this being sewn in, I've never had an issue with that yet. It's really secure, and it has a good amount of storage in here too. So got my sunglasses case. Got my headlamp. Got my compass. My car keys and house keys. I've got my head net. You've probably seen a few mosquitoes in the frames of this video. Luckily I don't need it yet, but I might later on in this hike. Insect repellent, sunblock, lip balm. All this stuff I used to put in my hip belt pocket of my old Exos pack. The new Exos pack that I bought doesn't have hip belt pockets either, so I resorted to using the top lid for that one as well until I got the Levity when it came out, and my multi-tool. So there's also a clip in here if you wanted to clip your keys or anything, and a lot of storage space. I didn't even have that filled. Alright, so then we've got our toggle right here that will open up the main compartment, and an external compression strap to help manage items that are closer to the top of the pack. Got my trash compactor bag, as I have showed in other videos, that I like to use as a pack liner for any trip. Alright, then we'll pull all of these items out just to show you the whole internal compartment of this pack. This is only a top loading pack. Again, the lack of zippers and the lack of buckles and everything helps lower the weight. So if you're the type of person that likes organization through compartments and pockets, this is not going to be the pack for you. For me personally, I have everything organized in this main compartment with the way that I would access it personally, and I find it to not be an issue at all. So I've got my Ultimate Direction FK bivvy, my Ultimate Direction FK tarp, stakes, the wire for the bug bivvy, bear bag with food, and my hanging kit. First aid, emergency, gear repair, hygiene, it's all in this. Extra clothing, my Thermarest Neo Air pad, my Arrows pillow, Sea to Summit lightweight pillow, Anchor Power Core 10,000, external battery, And then my Sierra Designs Cloud. Let me remove this. I know what you're probably wondering. Why don't you have a stove in there? I am not going to be cooking anything for the Allegheny 100, as I showed in one of my training videos. And I also found a great coffee that I will be making in the morning that you can make as a cold brew, and it's instant. So that's going to cut out the cooking pot, the fuel, the stove, all of that unnecessary stuff, because I'm going to be hiking and sleeping pretty much. So here is the internal compartment on the Levity 45. Get this out of here. There you go. So with that 3.5mm light wire right here running along the back of the pack, it does kind of taper it in, and it can minimize some of that space right off the bat when you're packing everything. But I don't find it to be too much of an issue. I have about 195 miles on this pack so far since I got it in the middle of March. And you can see I do have some abrasion spots already on the hydration compatible sleeve, and also where the light wire frame is. That's going to be caused by friction with all of my gear inside, and that is because this material is very, very thin. So am I faulting Osprey for having that? No, not at all. That is my own fault. That's wear and tear, and that's to be expected with how thin this pack is. So you definitely have to baby it. As you can see, my hand is completely visible through this fabric. This is 30 denier sil nylon, ripstop nylon. This is what a lot of companies will use for lightweight tent bodies. And again, you have to be very careful with where you're setting those up, and very careful with them in general. This is not compromising the structural integrity of my pack at all, so I'm just gonna leave that and not even bother with it. On the outside, this pocket is, oh, and I've got my maps in the outer pocket. So this fabric on the outside here is Osprey's NanoFly 210 denier nylon with a ultra high molecular weight polyethylene ripstop nylon fabric, Cordura fabric. Say that 3 times fast. This is basically, it's very similar to Dyneema, so it has great abrasion resistance, it's very durable, it's very light in weight, and so using this for the outer front pocket and the water bottle pockets and the accents are going to protect a lot of this 30 denier ripstop nylon. So that is the pack pretty much. Like I said, I have about 195 miles in this pack so far since the middle of March when I got it. So it's been about a month and a half now that I've been putting it out through rigorous conditions, snow. It worked pretty well in the snow. The Dyneema style fabric worked well at shedding, The sill nylon, not so much, but with my trash compactor bag pack liner, I never had an issue with my stuff getting wet. Other than that, this thing has been a dream carrying all of my stuff in it, and I'm really looking forward to putting more miles on this pack. My base weight is about 8.5 pounds with this pack before food, water, and fuel. For the Allegheny 100, I will probably have about 15 pounds in this pack. I have carried up to 20 pounds in it since I've gotten it, just to see how it carried, and 20 pounds was pretty comfortable. I can't see going too much higher than that before you start putting stress on these materials and also on your body with the lightweight design that this pack was made for. It's a very simple pack. It has Osprey's lifetime guarantee, which is great in case I do end up having anything that happens to it down the road. I really love the way that the Osprey packs carry, so that is why I went with this one as soon as it came out. And let's pack this back up. Alright, so that is the Osprey Levity 45. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions on this pack or any gear in general, please feel free to get in touch. I am happy to help you out with any questions that you may have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Thanks for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate all of it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy the trail.